Feels like a board with a lot of weight. Here we go.
Ciao, ciao.
Ciao. So you really want to watch out as far as strainers go. I try to make sure, I do make sure that I have a place that I know I'm going where there's some sort of an eddy or a safe zone. So we could see through here, you know, we're coming into a little pinch point, some strainers. So before we commit to something like this, we either need to scout it, eddy out and see what's going on, or make sure like you can see ahead that, you know, on the other side of whatever it is that's a concern, there's a nice clear spot. So if you go around a corner, get committed into something, and then you can't eddy out, and then there's a big strainer, you're really screwed. And up here, the likelihood of that's actually pretty high. What we're starting to see as we head in, get closer to Perkinsville, is about 325 million year old rock laid down in the Mississippi era. And that's what we're going to see, that beautiful red wall limestone. We're just starting to arrive in that geology. We were in basalt up in the Sullivan Lake area, so we're making that shift geologically now. And so it's going to get real pretty up here up ahead. I'm pretty excited about that. All right, here we are, Camp 2. So for any of you that were wondering where all the gear was yesterday, I'm not sure anyone's ever navigated that top, 4 miles. It's a pretty rare circumstance that's set up. So I cached gear over at the kind of where the river goes past Morgan Ranch, and then was able to rack up at that point for the remainder. So yeah, I'm gonna unrig, bring everything up, get comfortable, and yeah, what a day. Conditions were so good. I think 300 to 400, just so people know. But yeah, definitely you need to be a solid boater because, as you'll have seen from the footage, there's a lot of strainers. So, but cool. All right, time to settle in. Well, here we are. This thing pulsed a few times this season to the multiple thousands, so I like my spot here just in case something that I don't understand happens, but I do not think so. But again, perfect levels today. Another little tech tip, if you take one of these boards, is I would tie it off, because on the San Juan it actually got picked up in the wind 20 feet in the air and almost thrown into the river. And I realized if that happened when I was sleeping in the middle of the night, then there would have been no board in the morning, and that would be absolutely terrifying. So if you're using one of those, put rocks on it or tie it off or something if you're doing these big trips. But yeah, this is our camp for the night, and we're about 15 miles west of Perkinsville right now. So tomorrow we will be right on the outskirt of Perkinsville is where we're going to set up. So things going well. Continuing on. So I didn't plan on checking in again, but apparently the level is not 300. We were riding at around 900, and this kind of makes a little sense as far as the fact that the last 2 hours, which it sounds like it was coming up to the peak there, it was starting to push pretty good. So I'm glad we're off right now, but everything seemed good with it. One of my buddies who's really active with preservation of the Arizona rivers and spends a lot of time on them as well, Ricky Cobem, hooked me up with this device, so I'm able to get satellite text, and he shot an update, so that's how I know what the level is. And that's a pretty good situation to have set up, to have someone running that logistic, because yeah, it is serious moving solo through this type of terrain in really high water. So I definitely got to be super careful, and I'm definitely aware of that. So, but that's the jam. So I'll get an update in the morning. We'll see what levels are. I really hope it comes down at least to, like, I don't know, 400 or less would be ideal. That's already pretty high if people know this river. The highest I've done it at is like 50 or something. So yeah, wild. We're following the winter into spring, I think, on this trip, and we're gonna both see the water go down and the seasons change and leaves on trees and cactus in the desert, and me go from a big puffy down jacket to wearing shorts, and it's gonna be pretty bizarre. So again, the diversity of Arizona is kind of what makes the state so special, and that's why I've always loved it. So here we are on the mission. Hey, we're leaving camp 2. Ricky said we're at 375 right now, so it was at 900, like 7 to 900 when I pulled in here last night. It's been coming down, but the trend has been around 11 in the morning. It's coming back up, so I'm going to get miles in now just in case this starts repeating that. Although I'm wondering, like, where it's pulsing from, because I'm unclear where there's actually snow. At the lake I saw what was up there, so I don't know, but we'll see. Here we are up in one of the Native American cliff dwellings high above the Verde River, west of Paddleboarding. Absolutely amazing place. So here we have a lot of water adding in out of Hell Point. So hopefully that doesn't create craziness. All right, well, we certainly have gotten ourselves into an epic situation, basically stranding ourselves into the headwaters as it floods, which is kind of the plan, was to follow the water and follow the seasons. So things aren't ice encrusted this morning. Again, I think when I'm narrating the end of this video, I'll be in shorts with no shirt on in sorrel cactus. So the diversity is what I really want to point out as I suffer here in these winter conditions near the headwaters. So it's been flowing like 700-800. That's off the Paulden gauge. I can clarify all this now. But then I passed Hell's Canyon, as you saw a bit ago, and I don't know what flow is coming out of that. All I can do is pull off a Clarkdale, but it's basically been like 300 to 1,000 on this Perkinsville. Well, I'm not at Perk yet, but on this upper headwater run is what we're looking at probably until we get to Clarkdale. And it seems that about 11 o'clock is the low, and then it starts coming up pretty rapidly around 3. So 11 to 3 is my window, which times out well in the middle of the day like that. So we're going to pack up and get rolling here. But I have 2 things I had to do. Is I ran out of water, and so I had to allow some to settle in a dry bag overnight to reduce the turbidity, and I'm going to pour that into a water filter here, and we're going to get that dialed in. But also I have my stick marker, so let's see what's going on here. All right, so yeah, right about where I had it yesterday. It's up a little bit, but not much. So that's a good sign. This came up quite a bit last night off of this stick, about 6 inches. It was about 6 inches higher. So, but yeah, here we go again. So I won't mind it when water gets a little lower, I'll tell you that. It's very technical boating, and you have to be very careful. But it's also a way to get through here and see it in such a unique opportunity, which has been amazing. So another whitewater SUP buddy of mine, Kevin Isu, should be tying in with me here at the Perkinsville Bridge, wherever that is. Shortly, I believe I should be there, and run with me to Tapco. So that'll be cool. It's nice to have that additional safety anyways through the Perkinsville run, just because I think there could be some spicy stuff in there at these higher levels, no doubt. And yeah, it'll just be good to have someone to share the journey with for a little bit. So, all right. Come on! Here we go. Got her. Ah. Oh. That sucked, but all is good. The problem here is I actually want to just portage this, and now I'm like stuck on this island, and I don't think I can. I have to like put in here and then try to get around whatever this is. But man, I'm eager to do that. All right, here we are coming up on the Perkinsville Bridge. See if we find Kevin here. I should have figured you'd make it.